I am, Dick.
No, that Dick Riviera is not Europe.
Where is it?
I gotta get you that atlas.
It's
that
down,
atlas.
down if you go down.
It's more. It's not really Europe.
But isn't it the continent of Europe?
No, it's more. I guess it could be considered.
It's not Africa.
Southern Europe.
Yeah, I thought it'd be Europe.
I guess it is.
But
I think of it much more.
People say Europe and then they say the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yo, this is the reunion, Below Deck Med. The reunion that was completely forgettable.
This was maybe...
Lexi wasn't there, so...
I think Courtney did the best thing. I would have gotten drunk,
She's
too.
checked out.
She just got fucking blasted in this.
And of course, we have Andy Cohen, who said, welcome to Below Deck, the reunion of Below Deck Mediterranean.
Mediterranean.
Or Mediterranean. There's no T's. It's just Mediterranean.
He
looked puffier than normal.
Even my partner was like, Andy Cohen outlooks his age.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that much.
I never enjoy Andy on these reunions, but I don't really enjoy Watch What Happens live. I know I sometimes feel like I'm in the minority of people who like his hosting and how he delivers things, but I don't. I think I separated who I think about him as a person, which I don't really like either. But I don't even think he's a good interviewer. I don't like the way he treats his guests.
He makes it about him a lot. And you never know. On like some of these reunions, he's horrible. And then sometimes he really goes in and he's great. And he offers that in some of the Southern Charm reunions, he's been offered a little bit of gay shade, which I enjoyed, calling people out on their bullshit. But it's not. But it's an opinionated. I think you want maybe more of you want Erica Hill.
No, I don't want that.
I mean, is that what you're wanting?
What I want is someone to when he does shade people, it's in a shaming way, and it comes across like this is what the internet is saying.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about that?
Yeah.
And it's like, what do I say with all these internet trolls?
Yeah.
Do I need to respond to this? Mm-hmm. So I think I have a problem with that more than anything else.
Yeah.
Everything is like this weird inner game that he's playing. From what I hear on social media,
almost like told you so journalism.
Yeah. It's kind of like he makes them respond to tweets and things like that about them. I think that's shitty.
Well, I've said this before. I think I've said this about him before. I've said this about other people. He's a producer. So he's thinking about what he can say to get sound bites that are good production value rather than, I think, getting a good interview. You know what I mean?
I guess, but it's not even about a good interview. It's like he gets... So what do you feel like when you hear this about you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't feel good.
I don't feel good. Yeah.
So what... And where do we go from that?
Yeah.
I'm
not disagreeing with you. I don't think he's great either.
I'm separating it from who he is as a person.
I do think you would have sex with him, though.
I don't know.
And
I'd have sex with most people.
I think that he would get you to do an edible or pod a
Maybe.
little bit. And because I think he has
I'd become more pliable.
I think he has an okay dick. Like, I don't think it's small. I don't think it's huge. But
I'd take one look in that wonky eye, and I don't think I'd have
he is freaky deaky as fuck.
I agree.
And you would get into that.
There's just something on a
would
molecular level with him that just grosses me out. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't get as grossed out by him as you do.
Yeah,
like I'd be fine.
But I know he has fans. Yeah, people love him.
Yeah, I don't love him or dislike him. I'm kind of neutral about him.
Yeah,
I'm just like But I agree. He's not. Yeah, I'm like.
I'm never going to be on his show.
We do it big.
Yeah, I know. Ben and Ronnie have been on Watch What Crappens.
Good for them.
We ain't gonna be on that show. He'll listen to one time we talk about him, and he'll go, "Nope."
Poodle fix that. Poodle fix that.
I keep it real.
Yeah. And you keep us doing this in your living room.
And that's real.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all.
Y'all, let's talk about this
Never
reunion
buying a house from this podcast.
of Below
The
Deck
trailer.
Mediterranean.
Oh, I want to remind people, speaking of trailers, if you're in the Oklahoma or North Texas area this weekend, or did this reunion already air? When did this air? When does this air?
Not later.
Monday.
Yeah.
Well, hope you went to Gay Pride in Ardmore. You missed it.
It's called Southern Oklahoma Gay
Southern
Pride.
Oklahoma Pride.
Southern Oklahoma Pride.
Yep.
There is a pet parade. I've heard.
I'll mention it on. I'll mention it on Winter House that we're going to do after this.
That's a good idea.
Which, by the way, y'all, Winter House. It's here.
Oh,
if you're on,
you looked at me and went Winter House, and I was like, "What do I have to respond?"
Y'all knew show alert.
You just put two words together, and I was like, "Okay."
Okay.
No, we've been talking about it.
I know, but this is a free feed show, and it's people that watch
Oh,
Bravo.
I
I'm
guess
trying
so.
to make. They're probably going to watch Winter because some 90 Day people don't watch. And like I had somebody on Instagram who said, "I've missed you guys. I haven't listened to you since Summer House." Some people don't
That's
listen during
true.
90 Day, so they might be.
Isn't
just
it
for this.
it's a weird intersection of our audiences.
It's a weird, and it's still. That's why I want to bring
in
it up
the
for
Venn diagram
you.
of
Yes,
our audiences.
For you below deckers, Winter House is back. It's gonna be
Bravoers.
Bravoers.
Bravo fans.
whatever.
Bravo
you
heads.
you thirsty dick pigs. I think it's what do you? Well, just a little tease. Do you think it's going to be a good season of Winter House?
Yes. And let
I do too.
and let me tell you why. Because I'm going to anyway.
You're not.
You just said that.
I'm like
I like
waiting.
By now, I just goes yes, and he just expects me to go longer because I'm going to. I think it's going to be an interesting dynamic just with the men who are there, because normally Kyle kind of holds court.
Yeah.
And he's the king of that show for a while.
Yeah.
I think he's going to have lots of conflict with these new guys.
I think Craig is totally going to.
No, I think he's going to be Austin and Craig are going to be his best friends. But I'm
You
talking about
think-
these other guys in the house.
You think the Italian's gonna talk about Kyle?
No, it's going to be, and also
Jason?
the other women.
Yeah, I agree.
Jason is the most boring person ever.
He's quite boring.
I'm like, you're even attractive and you're boring.
He is. I think he's the most attractive. And then he started.
Come on.
And then he started talking
more than the Italian guy.
Yes, Italian guy's too much. He's too schmaltzy for me. I'm like, I love the women. I love to bring them a coffee.
I agree. But you take a look at him and you're like,
not good in bed.
what the hell?
Not good in
He's
bed.
so gorgeous, though.
But it's. I like a little more realism.
So realism is boring?
No. It's no. I like a little more realism to me. Like he's too pretty. Like, what do you do with that?
Oh, I have ideas.
Anyway, it's gonna be good.
I'm interested. I'm a little skeptical of what's her name, Gabby?
She seems bored to be there already.
No, but she doesn't seem all there. Like there's some kind of
Maybe
I just get a weird vibe.
It's a weird vibe, or we don't know the full energy yet because who's Tracy?
Oh!
It's not showed up. Lindsay's not there yet.
Oh, bring me Hub House.
Oh, Hub House is coming. Bring me Hub House. I would watch that show.
I honestly, when we first started watching Summer House, I was taken aback by her. I was by the prehistoric bird she is squawking. Mm-hmm. I adore her.
I love her.
She is great in every show. In every episode, she says something that I love.
I think she's a good person who has funny flaws, and I
agree.
And I love her, and I think she's great reality TV.
I enjoy her so much, and that was a journey for me.
Same. We went on. It really was
was
Who's
a journey.
Tracy. I think it was Who's Tracy that really flipped us.
Who's Tracy?
One more quick little announcement, y'all. Selling Sunset's coming back, and and last time we covered a couple of the episodes. We're covering the whole thing now.
To be honest, and I will totally take responsibility for this. This was me saying this was a non-negotiable. Because I loved the show so
true.
much.
It was,
and I know you'll love it.
No, it was why it was the same way. Like we don't make things. Watch people things even they hate, because even I made Poodle do all of Smothered, but I knew he secretly would enjoy it.
I didn't really like it, but I knew we would do good shows.
You said you missed it. You said
I
you
did
missed
miss
it like 2 or 3 times.
I do not miss Extreme Sisters.
I still miss that show. So anyway, I love the episodes we watch. So we're going to do the whole season. It's going to be on our $5 Patreon and Supercast tier.
Like our Netflix binges.
Yep. Yeah. So that's where it's going to be. Maybe we'll do past seasons one day, but for now, we're just going to. So good. We're just going to be doing it season 5, right?
4.
If you don't want to catch up on the whole thing, you don't have to. But I will say, I would definitely watch season 3.
Season 3, just for
a lot of transformation.
The Chrishell mess that happened,
and that fucking wedding.
That wedding, and that dress.
Oh, anyway, okay, sorry.
And those peacocks at that party.
Yeah, it's.
God, she is a fucking creation invented in a lab, Christine Quinn, and I love it.
I love her.
I think that's it. We can talk about the show now.
I think Fun Texas Choice, that's our charity this month in the Sissy Squad. No, it's not.
No.
It's
Sarah.
It's Foundation. It's Jamie Kimball Foundation for Courage.
Why do I want to? Because I knew a girl named Sarah Kimball. That's why.
Jamie Kimball Foundation for Courage. It's a domestic violence, really truthfully kind of a domestic violence DV awareness group working a lot with teenagers.
And it's DV Awareness Month.
And it's DV Awareness Month. So you can donate to that in the Sissy Squad. It's an announcement at the top of the page. That's it. Let's go.
I think that's it. Let's get into this. We were talking about this. There's not a lot to discuss.
Lexi didn't show up, y'all. We already knew that.
So,
as Andy said,
and he said she very firmly declined.
Very firmly declined.
Which means he probably called her. They were saying, he probably said, Lexi, you're not going to do the show. Why don't you do the show? And she's like, go fuck yourself, Andy Cohen.
And sent him a dead gerbil and said, stick this up your ass like the Mathis brothers.
The fact that the Mathis brothers were so famous in your town that they made up homosexual gerbil stories about them.
I want to be that famous.
People made up, those were Richard Gere stories where I came from.
Where you came from. What do you think they're going to say about you?
Oh God, I don't think I'm not famous where I came from. You are. You're like the most famous gay person who ever came out of Ardmore. Besides Oinky the pig, the valedictorian.
Well, he's.
I think he identifies as bi now.
Well, yeah, exactly. He found religion and all that. So I think you're right. Actually,
I'm not a famous person. I don't think a lot of them want to claim me. Because I never really I never was really very proud of where I came from.
Oh, well.
But I don't know. I think I don't really represent what they think. I left when I was basically 17 and never went back after I would visit twice a year.
Yeah.
You have a lot more Oklahoma in you than I have, than I'm proud of South Carolina, even though I am proud of it.
Well, I think it's also my dad is and my brother both are very well known in the community. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's I think I get a little bit of that. I don't think if people knew who my dad or my brother were, I don't think they'd care as much. I'll be honest.
People know who my family is.
I'm not acting uppity about it. It's not about me.
But I kind of, when someone said, you're the most, I'm like, stop right there. I'm not from here. I think I would be that person. Anyway, where are we? So, y'all, Courtney is wasted, like we said before. She's already wasted.
Drinking rosé. She looks great.
She does. Let's do looks.
Let's do looks.
Yeah. Sandy looks like this Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome leather / knockoff at Ross.
Very interesting. You're very close. I'm going to tell you what it is, okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a hint. Space.
Mariska, I was going to say Mariska Hargitay cosplay.
Yeah, the final frontier. She looks like someone. Remember the costumes on Star Trek: The Next Generation?
A little bit.
That she it's a little futuristic, but they didn't want it to be too futuristic. They wanted it to look like it was grounded in realism.
It's like when Gates McFadden, Dr. Crusher, went out for a date. Yeah. That is it. Nailed it. When Dr. Crusher dated a woman. I don't think she did. That is it. Beverly Crusher.
Tibetan Peace Bowl was meant to be for you. Got it right.
I wanted to ding something.
Yeah, that's it though. That's it. Someone posted that, Mariska Hargitay celebrated 500 episodes
They
of
did her
Lauder
dirty on that picture, though. Boy.
They did. They SVU, and someone said, basically, somewhere Captain Sandy's right now doing, and I think you commented, said a long edging session.
That's a long 500 episodes. That's a lot of edging. Boy. Every lesbian I know has a Mariska fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous. Yeah. Hell. It's true. Okay, so her look, the guys, they're all forgettable. The only thing I'm pointing about the guys, and I saw it on his Instagram, y'all, David got a tattoo on his chest. It is
noticed
hot.
it. I thought he looked really good, too.
He looked hot.
I did say I like Malia better. She's always had browner hair. She went a little darker. She went a little darker, which I like.
I like it. Makes her eyes pop.
Yeah.
She looked really good. Katie, we didn't really see. Katie, we just saw her head.
She looked okay. Her makeup has been questionable since the very beginning. She used that kind of lightness around her eyes.
Frostiness.
Yep.
Yeah. It's just, it's not great.
She's a pretty girl too, but weirdly on Instagram, she always looks great.
Well, filters and but
Well,
no,
sorry.
filters don't. They blend. They make your makeup look better too.
Yeah.
So, Courtney, I think Courtney kind of looked best.
I agree.
She her dress was on brand.
Yeah.
She was showing
Lloyd shaved his
cocoa.
mustache.
He did. He looked nice. Z loved his haircut.
Yeah, it does a lot for him.
That was better on him. Yes, much better haircut for him. And that's it. Right?
That's it. Yeah. So, I also said that just seeing in the little Brady Bunch grid when everyone would be talking, remember we did that. Yeah, remember we did that. Captain Sandy was kind of like the older cousin sitting at the kids' table, trying to be like, oh yeah, I've done that.
At one point,
I've done that. I got just over a third divorce.
Third divorce. At one point, they're all talking, and you can totally tell Captain Sandy is looking down at her phone texting. I meant to take a screenshot
She's
of it.
in the med. She's in a hotel room, and her shot is of the door where she's staying in the lock.
Yeah.
Very attractive.
In the lock?
The door lock.
Yeah.
I will say that everyone's doing stuff. Like Lloyd,
they had to cut him short because they were running out of internet. Malia had to go drop anchor.
Had to go put on a dress.
She had to drop anchor, y'all, and not take a shit. She was literally having to drop an anchor.
So, anyway.
We're going to do this a little because this was so just horrifyingly boring, to be honest. We're going to kind of talk about moments instead of saying, and then they said this, and then it just... So, Poods, McPood, what's your, that's if you were at McDonald's.
McPood.
At McDonald's.
Poods, McPood.
And you'd be Poods,
McPood.
And you would be
and I would steal your fries.
You'd instead of the McBurglar, you'd be the French fry
I would
burglar.
steal your fucking fries. And I would be, here's the scenario. I would say, you know what? I don't need any fries. And then I would eat all your fries.
Yeah.
I would be that McDonald's villain.
You would.
The one who said, no, I'm not ordering fries, but I'm going to eat all of yours.
Yep.
That would be my villain superpower. Yeah.
Yes. So what is your first kind of, this is like our tea bags. What's your first kind of thing that stood out for you?
Well, we've heard about it, but I'll start now. Y'all, Malia's fucking Jake, the engineer.
Yeah, she's feeding Jake.
Because he's been a good dog.
With her vagina.
And I want to say, I'm sure that everyone's tried to say that, he was in the very background. They were like making out, I guarantee you, before the end of the season. They just can't say that.
I think so too.
Yeah. They didn't just find each other and split.
And then, Captain Sandy says, what Malia does is what Malia does. It's none of my business.
And she's like,
Suddenly
Malia's
now,
like, hey, I'm not a lesbian.
Sorry about that, Captain Sandy.
But you can tell Malia is still a little pissed off because we said this before, y'all. Captain Sandy was on Cameo and basically said, yeah, I think Malia's a lesbian. Completely inappropriate. Oh my God. Especially for someone like Captain Sandy who knows what saying something like that can say by trying to out someone. It's ridiculous.
I mean, we've said that about people, like we've said that about Rodney. We try to only say that about people that it's so completely obvious, but also it is a little different because it's our I was going to say it's our sworn duty to comment on.
We
these
are
people,
gadflies,
but also yes, but also we don't know these people personally.
No,
she really does. So
it's so awful.
If
I can't even
knew
imagine
any of these people personally, I wouldn't say that. It'd be like if Poodle was on Big Brother, and because he wants to be on Big Brother, and he's going to audition one day, and if he's going to end up fucking this guy, I'm not. And he said he didn't. I'm not going to say on a podcast that he actually. I would. Yeah, I would say he did it.
Wait, in the house?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a no showmance for me. No showmances. Also, they're not going to have another gay guy in the house.
Never stopped you before. Famous last words.
Oh, you know what? I can't even say that because I've had like a campmance or a showmance on any time where I've been gone for a while.
That's how the straight man could win it, is that you think you're going to take it all, and then he ends up.
No, I'd plan it out better than that. For money, that's the thing. Boy, it's a tough way. Sex or money. That if it's so much money, though, I'd have to throw him away.
A straight guy who looks like a Sean Cody man, and it's his first time ever being with a man.
I could buy another one later.
Good for you. Get on that show and get us out of this living room studio. Thank you.
Not a studio. It's a one-bedroom.
Well, I meant studio for...
Oh, our studio.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was my first one.
So Captain Sandy then followed up, said... Look, we talked about it before we came on.
We're good.
It's all water under a very, very rusty bridge. Because sometimes they have the weirdest relationship. Sometimes you feel like they somewhat like each other, but then you feel like both of them kind of want to kill the other one in their sleep.
I'll tell you what it is. Malia knows how far Captain Sandy can get her.
Yeah.
Being on the show, she's never, and also with a captain, it's complete fealty. You can't be insubordinate.
Yeah.
It's just part of the game. So I know what Malia's doing. She's going up to the line of where she can. With Captain Sandy, she would bang Malia if she had a chance. Totally. Also, though, she sees a lot of Malia. She sees a lot of her in Malia.
Yeah.
So she wants to reward that. And she is a captain, and she needs people like that who she can trust.
Yeah.
As she says, I got to be able to trust you.
Because especially with this brown hair, she probably looks at Malia and says, Malia, you really remind me of him. I don't know, one of my favorite actors from this show. Do you know Tracy Gold? Oh, she just captivating. Had a magic about her.
Real charisma.
Real charisma.
Yeah,
did an episode about eating disorders, and it made me think she has
what it takes.
Has what it takes.
She's what it takes.
You remind me of her. You got grit.
So that was basically my first one. Yeah.
Okay. My kind of first one is actually when they talk about Mayhew, and basically Andy recaps all the bullshit that is Mayhew and all the shit he does. But we don't need to go all over. They're all like, okay, talking about that. But something that stood out for me is when Andy said, would y'all want to work with Mayhew again?
I was shocked.
They all raised their hand. Courtney, real quick, it's like, yeah, I hear. And she thought they
with the exception of Captain Sandy.
And Captain Sandy.
Look, I gotta have people who depend on. I can depend on. Gotta have people who are reliable. I did offer him some constructive criticism earlier, which she said in this episode, and I almost screeched.
She did say that. She did say that.
It's a term she invented.
Matthew's like, yeah, why do you want to judge? Why do you want to judge me? Why do you want to judge me on 2 days of my life? Go ahead then. Go ahead.
He came off like such a fucking asshole.
He's such an asshole. He is such an asshole.
He'll actually be remembered strangely, but not mostly because of this reunion and because she was let go, people will remember him as worse than Lexi, even though Lexi did stuff that was infinitely worse.
Well, we'll talk about that later. But yeah, she even said, Sandy said, when I watched the show and I saw what Mayhew said and kind of how he behaved.
I was mortified. Yeah, isn't that what a great position to be in, that you can be able to judge after.
Well, yeah. But in Mayhew's like, well, but you don't know. But even, that's one time when Andy was like, but yeah, it's hard to put words in your mouth, dude, when you were literally saying these words. And that's when Mayhew says,
Sandy's the worst captain I've ever worked for. And I will say, she does not take the bait.
No, she doesn't take the bait. Also, remember, y'all, Mayhew says all the time, worst day ever, worst. So, like, this is not, this qualifier means nothing to him. Yeah. Is he trying to sell his own merch? Because he has this
best day ever,
this little figurine, and it looks like him, and it says "best day ever." And I
noticed that too, and it made me irrationally angry.
If I cared enough about him, I would actually Google it to see if he's selling merch.
He can't have fans, right?
But then I don't want to waste my energy.
He can't. I always say that, and someone always shows me a fan page of someone who is just like completely deplorable.
Somebody would hate fuck watch his OnlyFans.
I guess.
Or maybe he's like cooking food and then fucking a banana meringue.
That's an image.
So even Courtney says, she's like, Mayhew, that's too far. It's too far.
But since Sandy says you can be great at your job, but you need, but personality is everything. I agree with her. I've said that before. Sometimes if I'm going to cast a show or if I'm looking to work with people, give me someone who, rule number one is don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
And I will easily choose the person who I think maybe slightly less talented or not as good for the role if the person who's best for the role is an asshole. Yeah. Any day.
Personality. Is that what you do with your hookups? Personality doesn't matter how big their dick is, or look, it's their personality.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I don't care what your personality is like.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't think there's a lot of personality in Dick Pig for now. There's not a lot.
How'd you know my screen name? You used to use it on that Yahoo chat room.
I'm so glad you're not on the apps and single anymore, because I don't think I could live in a world where we both were. You might find me accidentally one time.
Don't worry, I'm locked down. It's never happening. Speaking of lockdown, y'all get yourself a little refill of your rosé, and we'll be right back after the break.
We're back. This is next is where Andy basically says, so let's talk about Lexi, who's not even here. Why bother?
Well, you have to mention her because
I get it.
Yeah, but I mean, I think, I actually think they handled this okay. It could have turned into a 10-minute conversation about how horrible she was.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was.
My issue is not that I think she should be here to defend herself, but it feels a little bit to read social media about her when she's not there and to say what Lexi has said on social media feels really small and lame.
Oh, see, I feel like just again, he is thinking like a producer. So he wants to protect the brand and he wants to protect his company and all. And I think it's all like he wants to put out there kind of what his final word is on this.
Exactly, and that's why it feels fake.
So yeah, it feels fake. I mean, I think the things that they did bring up, she did say, I guess, even more stuff about Z, like to clear that.
But nothing. The thing is, don't just throw little tidbits out there.
I agree. So I'm interested. How would you think they should have handled the Lexi thing?
Here's what I think you can do. You can talk about it, and you can say, and Andy Cohen could have taken it and said, this was said. We looked at the tape. This was said. This was said. This was said too. This is why. And Captain Sandy could have said, later on when I saw this, she actually said that this. And if I'd seen this, he could have just thrown it to Captain Sandy and said, now that you saw everything that Lexi did, what would you have done the first time?
Well, he did say that.
But I'm saying it was diffused with, what about when Lexi did this? What do you think about when, but she's not here to defend herself. It was all stupid.
Well, it's just they want to show clips and things like that.
And then why do we want to talk about Matthew and her even fighting if one person's not even there?
Well, Matthew shut it down. He said, "I don't really want to talk about somebody that's not here."
And I thought that was, and I don't want to. I'm not going to give him credibility for anything. That was the best thing he said all night. That was the smartest thing he said in this discussion.
I do think that there was a lot of talk about that I just thought was interesting of, Sandy, if someone says, it was bad, if it was bad, like you can't fire someone off of just bad. And I'm like, you telling me that as a captain, you never asked specific inquiring questions of what was, that's the first thing I would have done as someone who's in any type of leadership. When you say bad, what do you mean? What was said? Walk me through what happened. The
thing is, production knew. They could have told at any time if they knew that someone had said really terrible racist things that could get out to disparage some type of brand. Mm-hmm. We assume that Andy has seen them.
Well, yes, I'm sure because they saw it before they edited. And Katie even said she pulled.
What did you just do?
I breathed and I kind of choked. Katie said that she pulled her aside. And this is the part I actually like, because we talked about it. If she's grieving right now, she doesn't need to be here, and yada yada. And Katie even pulled her aside and said that, if you're grieving like this is not the right environment for you. But she kind of plowed on, and then Katie even says that the crew almost stepped in with the production. The crew, or I should say, the production with her and Z because of her being so racist towards him.
That's what I'm going to say with the way 2021 has been with anti-racism and let's bring this stuff out to the light. They had an option here, and they chose not to take it.
It probably maybe because it feels like.
But I'm saying the fact that she's not there is the problem. Don't go halfway.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. That's why this made me angry.
I didn't mind when. The Andy stuff I didn't love. I didn't mind when Katie and Malia, they were talking about their experience of, we think she got a good edit, actually. We think that the worst stuff you didn't see on camera. And because that's their experience.
And we go, tell us the worst stuff.
Yes, we want them to tell us.
It's ridiculous.
But they're not going to do it.
But I'm saying the point of a reunion, I don't have to tell you this. The point of a reunion is not to recap everything that happened.
Reveal more comes to light.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what we said. That's the difference between a great reunion and a.
And this was less of that. Less came to light than we would have wanted.
That's why I enjoyed the little bit Katie said. If I talked to her about this, nothing came about it.
No, this was a disaster. This segment. They should. I would have rather them not have talked about Lexi at all.
Well, they have to. That would be. They're going to have to bring it up.
They could have said at the beginning.
Lexi's not here, and we're not going to talk about it.
Yeah, at the beginning, Andy could have said, "Yeah, she said some pretty nasty stuff on social media about us and our blah blah blah, and we're not going to dignify with talking about her since she's not here."
And then we would have really fallen asleep because nothing would have happened.
Maybe that's true.
So again, that's what you. Yeah,
I'm just saying this is the worst option. This is the 1.5-inch penis going in, and you'd almost wish there was nothing.
Don't know what you mean.
Oh, come on! You must have had a
block those out. I blocked them out.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, or this is like having a couple Triscuits for dinner. It's just nothing. Yeah. It's anyway. I was
maybe they have cottage cheese on them.
No, not even that. Not even that.
The rosemary and olive ones are nice.
Not even that. These are plain, and you get 2
salt and garlic pepper.
So that's I just wanted to say that about this. This was poor producing.
It was again, yeah. So, and that's where Z says that I guess this was said on social media again that he doesn't want to be white and that he doesn't support black people.
And this is all secondhand. I'm not saying she didn't say it.
Yeah.
But they didn't even produce the tweet. They didn't even
show the tweet.
No.
Yeah.
So it all feels secondhand and flimsy.
Yeah.
I'm sure she said terrible things.
Yeah.
Indict her on television.
Katie Couric this shit and just tell us everything.
That's what I'm saying. We kind of want to throw shade at her, but we kind of don't want to get involved in legal trouble. So we're going to stay here in this moral judgment zone.
Yeah.
That's the worst part of it. And it's just, this is the shit that makes me angry on Bravo stuff.
Oh, yeah.
This is how far they go. And
they always let people get away with shit.
Yeah.
I know people talk about people on TLC, and I'm like, the shit that happens on TLC is nothing compared to the shit Bravo people get away with.
But it's like, this was the villain of the season. Yeah, she's not here, but are we going to hold back so much? Are we? It felt so disingenuous.
I agree.
I don't know. I'd love to hear what you guys thought about this. I just thought it was one of the biggest travesties of this reunion.
Could have done it in a lot better way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, my next thing.
I wish Courtney just would said, let me tell you what really happened. And then just put a rosé glass down and spilled out everything.
I don't have a ton more to say. My next thing is Lloyd has to leave.
Yep.
Probably because he's bored.
Lloyd's got a significant other.
I know.
We don't know,
I'm so
but he's got
happy.
a boyfriend,
I
a girlfriend,
think it's a girlfriend.
a person friend coming to see him.
Now, my thought was that Bravo only paid for 30 minutes of Wi-Fi on this ship.
Maybe.
Because of where he was.
Maybe he was going to a foreign, an outside of the internet area. I guess it's hard to get internet if you're in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
That's true. Malia did it. Anyway,
Armed forces can get it.
Y'all come at us. How you do internet on the ocean?
How do you do internet on the ocean?
In the middle of that,
you know
this
what?
is probably a stupid thing
you
that
know
we're
what
gonna
do.
What?
HughesNet. That's satellite. They get their HughesNet internet. Satellite internet.
Maybe it's a big tower on the ship.
Yeah.
This is something we know nothing about, and we don't even deserve to talk about it.
No, we're just speculating. I'm telling you.
Speculating?
HughesNet.
That should be what the podcast is called. Just speculating.
Just speculate. Worked for my grandpa out in the country at this farm.
So that's all I that was mine about Lloyd. I love Lloyd. Lloyd will, I think, go down in one of my memory books as some of my favorite crew members.
Okay.
I loved Lloyd.
I liked him too.
Yeah.
I really the only thing I have is
I have a couple more things.
they talk about splits. So if you want to talk about something before that.
I want to talk a little bit about the Malia and Sandy. We talked about it a little bit, but where and this is Andy trying to make a mountain out of a molehill. It's like, you talked about trust issues. Are there still trust issues at work?
Yeah.
And Malia is basically saying, I didn't know it was bad. We hadn't seen Captain Sandy in a while. I didn't talk about Dave, and I didn't want to throw my crew member on a bus. And Captain Sandy's just kind of sitting there, kind of taking it in, and I'm like, I'm almost thinking nice things about her at this point.
Captain Sandy?
Yeah, and then she opens her mouth, and then it's fine. You're an excellent bosun, period. Because I expect more out of you, Malia.
Expect more out of you.
Yep.
You know why? Because practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect.
Practice makes permanent. That's what I say.
That's what I say.
came up with that. Write that down.
Write that down. That's why I don't think she was listening. She was on her phone. It wasn't that she was on a ship. She is writing notes to her editor for her Lead Her Ship Tour. Wow. I can't believe still she actually named it that.
I told you the first time I saw that, I thought it was a joke that one of our listeners had put together for me.
No, it's actually called, I just want to write, because I don't think some people get it. It's called Lead Her Ship.
As in lead, HER, SHIP. makes me want to like take all my plates in my cabinet and break them.
I kind of want to, like, on a surprise trip, make you think we're going on a vacation.
No, we're not going
like
there.
We're going to a vacation, and then we just show up
I'll
there.
stab you in the eye.
I'll buy you free booze, and we'll stay for an hour.
No, even that. I would be a disturbance.
A meet and greet afterwards where we get to meet her and you can take your picture with her.
That I would almost do. Just because I'd be like this. I'd be smiling like, y'all, check this shit out. Look at who I'm next to. If this bitch even knew what I'd said about her.
Oh, boy.
And the thing is, Captain Sandy's not one of those people who, quote, has a sense of humor about herself.
No, not at all.
Zero. It's like when they said, when Malia's like, yeah, I'm not a lesbian, and Captain Sandy went, that's funny. That's funny. That you can tell it's funny because I'm laughing.
She said, y'all, Captain Sandy is that person that says, oh, that's funny. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
You guys, if somebody looks at you and says, that's a good one.
She has almost like a negative sense of humor. Not like negative as in negative or positive. Like there's a sense of humor that's above zero, and hers is like under a negative number.
Yeah.
She's unfunny. Yeah. That's why I can only imagine dinner with Captain Sandy is just interminable.
Oh, yes.
Just terrible. She's not even a good storyteller, I bet.
No.
Yeah. I don't know why she's still on television.
Well, maybe she won't be on the next season of Below Deck Med.
Let's hope not. Anyway, what was your last
Maybe
one?
they need a gay captain, like a gay male captain.
I was gonna say, Captain Sandy is gay.
No, but I mean, like
she's a lesbian.
Did they have any? Like, I just want to really just bitchy gay captain.
You want like Gavin McLeod from the Love Boat?
Yes, yes.
You want to? Hello, I'm Captain Steuben. You want that?
We do. My last little note is about Split, which it's bad producing in the way, y'all.
Oh, this is another thing of bad. This is infuriating.
How did the last episode end?
What happens in Split stays in Split. It's like sex parties.
We never found out what happened in Splits.
Split. There is no S.
Whatever. You know what I'm used to doing at my Cubicle Warrior job when we put in things in the checks in QuickBooks. It's called the splits. Come at me if you just went, oh my God, Maddie's talking about the splits in QuickBooks. Yeah, that's you know what? That was still more interesting than this episode.
True.
So they're in Split, and Mayhew says they saw each other naked. And by now, y'all, Courtney is fucking drunker than Cooter Brown.
She can't hold her head up.
She's like, yeah, by the Katie boy, Floody Flood, Coco, we saw you. I saw some dicks and tits. I'm gonna leave.
She did almost get up.
She did almost get up. That is all I have.
That's the show.
Do you have anything else?
No, I have one little. I have one little thing that I wrote down verbatim that Captain Sandy said.
Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. We'll end on it. But y'all, I think we appreciate y'all jumping in. We're going to jump into Below Deck.
Below Deck OG season 9.
So again, they're doing what fucking TLC did to us. You know, this comes out a week prior than it airs on Peacock. Oh, you don't know this yet? You don't know this yet. Did you not see it on the Below Deck ads? So what they're going to do is the show is going to air, and then it comes out on Peacock the day after.
Who cares?
For Below Deck.
Who gives a fuck?
So we're not going to be able to watch it early.
That I knew. I told you that like 4 days ago.
I wasn't listening.
You're acting like you're trying to break it to me.
I wasn't good. I was worried about you being pissed because we couldn't watch it early.
I literally had this conversation with you 4 days ago. Maybe you just checked out.
Maybe.
Well, no wonder you were very angry.
We both should work on listening to one another.
Yeah, we always have to include me in that. Go right in your pocket.
How many times I've told you something when I trying to tell you something and then I hear
You know, I listen. I know what's necessary.
Yeah.
About 40% of what you say is just recipes that your grandma Hazel made and talking about the tire plant.
Hey, I agree. I have 5-hour work week. You're 80-20. That's it. That's what I'm doing. So, y'all, you can go to realitygaze.com. That's where you can get all of our show information. You can get our lives. You want to come see us talk about shit live? Go to our Linktree link.
I think that's the worst discussion of us talk about shit live.
Talk about some reality
this is
shit
this
live.
is a performance.
Oh, God.
We're going to sing. No, we're not going to dance.
You can't take your clothes off. I get worried when you say performance. It usually means...
I'm not going to do that.
All right, good.
I'm going to fight every impulse I have to do it.
Okay.
I've been lately on Cameos trying to take my shirt off. I almost showed my nipple to someone on a Cameo the other day, and I realized that's not what they're asking for.
That's not what anyone's asking for. No one wants that.
I know, and I did not. I did not do it.
I'm not going to be rude. Some people want that, but those some people you meet on a different app.
That's true.
So save it for that.
I have been showing my shoulders lately. Haven't had any complaints about those.
So if y'all are a glutton for punishment, come at Poodle on Cameo. Me too. You
Normally,
can find us both.
The daytime cameos are fine. As we get into the nighttime, things get a little hectic.
After you've had a couple of vodkas. Yeah, it gets hectic.
Gets a little edgy.
Y'all, if you enjoyed us talking about Below Deck and you are excited that we're talking about Winter House, which and all of that good shit, please go to Apple Podcasts.
Leave us a review.
A 5-star review. Nothing makes Poodle happier.
I love it. Well,
I mean,
big dick.
But a big dick goes away. A 5-star review stays forever.
That's true. That's forever.
It's forever.
And I can read it after I get pummeled.
You read it over and over and over, but eventually you're going to get tired of that 8-inch dick.
I know.
Because once you have 8 inches for 4 months, then suddenly
it's never enough.
You want 9.
What's that song? The Greatest Showman. Never enough.
Never seen it.
Oh, God.
You told me it was bad. Why would I go see it? Anyway, y'all, thank y'all for joining us. We appreciate it. And I think it's nothing better than let's end this season with some final thoughts. We have some guests right now, y'all. We didn't think this was going to happen, but she's got a break in her schedule right now between a golf tournament in Palm Springs and the beginning of the Lead Her Ship tour. We've got Captain Sandy Francophone. What's her last name?
Yawn.
What is it really?
Yawn.
No, she's boring, but yeah. Wait.
Yawn. Captain Sandy Yawn.
Like YAWN?
Yes.
Boy, that's apropos.
We've been doing this show for a whole season. You didn't know her name?
Sandy Yawn.
Yes.
That means her family lineage is boring.
Yes.
Anyway, y'all, on that, we have DJ Yawn with some final thoughts.
What is that? You know, it's been a season. I think we can all agree it's been a season we'll never forget here at Below Deck Med. And I just want to say we made it through COVID. No one got sick. No one got hurt. Well, a little bit. But I did hurt emotionally for Lexi. Sorry, I'm listening to those two women singing in harmony, and it's doing something to me. My nipples are hard. And imagine me throwing glow sticks around. Y'all, come see my Lead Her Ship tour. Got a great lineup of music for my DJ set. Things like remixes of Janice Ian. Any types of things from the L Word. And also a special performance by the Northampton Five. A ska group. All women. Ska group from Northampton, Massachusetts. A lot of ladies who love ladies there. And anyway, I will say we did our best. That's Sarah McLachlan, I just realized. And it's making me vaguely sexual at this point. Oh my. Oh, I'm feeling flushed. So with that, I'm going to leave you and say, till next time, Steer your ship well, my friends. Steer your ship well. And remember, teamwork makes the dream continue. Captain Sandy out. Gunk, gunk.